And I think the key thing to this series is plan, 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 plan. If I haven't said it already, plan. Hello, my name is LahLah. Welcome to LahLah Land. As you may have noticed, I've been talking a lot about travel lately because that is one of my favorite things in the world. It's my way of relaxing, resetting. It's my vice outside of eating donuts. And today I want to talk to you about how I budget my travel, my family travel, on a junior tech salary. So traveling as a family of 6 is not easy on a junior salary, okay? But it is possible with a lot of planning and a lot of realistic honesty to yourself. I think a lot of people glamorize tech roles, especially if you're a software developer or if you have any sort of technical role. Even the non-technical roles pay really well. But when you start off as a junior, that salary, there is a lot of potential for, salary increase. And I think you will be surprised if you don't live in the UK, the disparity between the UK and the US with those starting salaries. It's not. And when you have a family, there's so much to consider, especially if you have transitioned or career switched when you were on, maybe a decent salary, and now when you've had to come down to junior level, you're starting at ground zero. I think it's a little bit different if you are upskilling, because if you're upskilling, you were kind of starting from zero anyway. And the cost does creep up when you are planning for large groups. And especially if you have, you like nice things and the destinations that you want to go to are not necessarily that affordable. But I think everything is possible if you plan well. I think no more than 12 months in advance, and the best time to pay, especially if you are doing installmental payments, is maybe 8 to 6 months ahead of the time that you actually want to leave. I don't know if the financial advisors would say that this is a good idea, but I think the idea of paying all of it up front, even if I do have the money there in my account, I always think nah, I don't want to do that. I'll spread the cost. I'll spread the difference across a period of months, and it doesn't feel as painful. So that's a lot of the time what I have done. And also I need to caveat this, because there's one thing saying, oh yeah, go on these holidays with this brick. I have a husband, okay? This makes a huge difference when you are planning things like travel, because traveling is such a luxury, but it is possible when you have a dual income household. I'd like to be a high earner one day. It's more possible, when you're both high earners. It just makes the cost easier to spread, right? And I think a lot of time for me when I am planning these trips for a large number, because sometimes one of our trips, we had a group of 7. So both my sisters, my family and my family, there were 7 of us. And sometimes you have to think of value over luxury, because sometimes it's already a luxury traveling, right? Says that I need the premier economy or the business class? We're not there yet. Okay, we'd like to get there, but we're not there yet. So until we're there, economy is not that bad, Until we get there, economy is not that bad. And then also you have to think about the hotel that you're staying in. Are you getting value for money? I don't typically like all-inclusives. I like the idea of being able to leave a resort and exploring the country that I'm in. I know that it's always within limitation because I am a tourist, so there's only so much exploring that I'll be able to do given that I'm a tourist. But I always want to do all the tourist things. I always want, because I'm a tourist. Some people always they like to mock, oh, you went to a country and you did all the tourist things. Yes, because I'm a tourist. I want to do all of the tourist things, and if we have time and a bit more cash and we have the connections, I want to do all of the non-tourist things too. Is that all right with you? I say I plan in advance, so I make it a priority because I've planned in advance. I don't make impulsive trips. I won't all of a sudden see a deal and be like, oh yeah, I saw this great deal, let's just book it. No, because it might be a deal if it's just two of us or if it's a solo trip, but I'm always going with, I have a whole entourage, right? So it might seem like a deal, but the money slowly creeps up. So I'm never making that impulse buy. I'm always planning ahead. And I think the key thing to this series is plan, 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 plan. If I haven't said it already, plan. And I've already filmed some travel vlogs, and you'll get to see how I've planned, how I've been able to enjoy these trips, how we've maneuvered as a family, and how I've just really let my hair down. So I hope you do enjoy them. If you don't have a large family, this is something that you don't necessarily have to worry about, but I'm speaking to particular people that if I can do it, if I can make the transition, if I can have this technical role and also work really hard and also fit in time for leisure, fit in time for luxury, fit in time so that for my own personal well-being, so that I don't burn out, and still do it with my family, then so can you. It isn't always easy, especially if you are on a smaller income and maybe that mid-level, that senior level salary hasn't quite kicked in. You'd have to plan very strategically. And also, life is happening. You might have goals outside of traveling, like maybe you want to remortgage, or you want to move, or you want to do certain things, like whatever expenses there are that real grown-ups have. I can only plan my travel around that. So then I then have to prioritize what is more important to me. Travel is always more important. Don't tell my husband. But there are always other expenses that need to be dealt with. And sometimes you have to look at the forecast of the year and say to yourselves, especially if you are in a partnership, what are our plans for this year? What are our goals? Can we fit in a travel? At the minute, I'm trying to hit as many countries as I can with my family. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope this little series has been insightful. Comment along, share my stuff, please. Share my stuff. And subscribe, do all the things. And until the next one, bye.